Baby girl.
Oh gosh. I graduated in 2023, and I just want to say thank you for allowing me to speak to you. I like to yap, so bear with me. I want to share one of my favorite quotes with you. It is, "Life is amazing, and then it's awful. And then it's amazing again. And in between the amazing and the awful, it's ordinary and mundane and routine. Breathe in the amazing, hold on through the awful, and relax and exhale during the ordinary. That's just living heartbreaking, soul-healing, amazing, awful, ordinary life. And it's breathtakingly beautiful," by L.R. Noss. Now, why is that my favorite quote? Because it's true. I feel like when I graduated from high school, I went to college in the city, and that was the farthest I probably ever lived from my parents. And so I got to experience some new independence and experience some new hardships that I had to learn by myself. And Monday can be great. Well, actually, Monday's probably awful. But then Tuesday's great, and then Wednesday's awful again. And you just have to keep pushing through every day and trusting that God has your back and that every day is going to get better. The story of Joseph, I feel, goes along with this quote very well, because if you don't know, you should go read it. But the story of Joseph, he was the youngest brother of many brothers, and he was kind of the favorite child. And he had this really cool coat, full of colors. I'm sure it was really soft. He was Dad's favorite, and life was amazing. But then his brothers got jealous and decided to throw him in a pit and sell him off to slavery. So you would imagine life was pretty awful. But he worked hard and eventually caught the attention of a guy named Potiphar, who was in charge. And he kind of made his way up and became the manager of his house, and suddenly life was amazing again. Until Potiphar's wife thought he was kind of sexy and decided that she was gonna, try and get his affection. And he didn't like that. He tried to run away, but then she went and lied to her husband, saying that Joseph was coming on to her, which got him in trouble and thrown back into prison, back in the pit, and life was awful. And the story, he's there for a long time, but he trusted in the Lord, and he trusted that God had a plan for him. But even in those moments, I'm sure he was doubtful. It wasn't easy being in the awful. It was hard. But even when you're in the hard and it's awful, God still has your back. So don't give up. Because eventually he did make it out of prison. He was gifted, he had a gift to interpret dreams, and the Pharaoh had a dream basically about how there was going to be 7 good years and 7 really bad years with famine and stuff. And Joseph was brought before him and told him all this, and he basically was placed in charge to make sure that while they were in the 7 good years, that they could prepare for the 7 bad years, and the 7 bad years, they could survive it. And so he became the second most powerful man in Egypt, basically one guy under the Pharaoh. And I would say life is pretty amazing at that point. And again, you should go read the full story, but that's my summary of it. And so as you go into this next season of your life, whatever it may be, college or not, the best advice I could give you is to let God tag along with you. I know most of you are probably going to wake up tomorrow and have your own plan. I know I do sometimes. You're going to walk into this next season of your life and make some mistakes because you're human. But I hope you remember this message. that whatever happens, whatever is or becomes your end of the world is not the end of your story. There's gonna be a day you might be crying on your bathroom floor, or maybe sitting in your car crying out to what feels like no one. But I promise you, He's there. And when you are ready to open up to Him and surrender the driver's seat over to Him, He will take your awful and turn it into the amazing. He will take the broken and turn it into good, like in Genesis 50, chapter 50, verse 20. What you meant for evil, God meant for good. Thank you.